Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hello, I'm your host, Craig Thompson Wood on Teaching with Board Games, coming back to you for the next round of the Advanced Space Crusade playthrough here. Full disclosure, I had done a whole new round of all the travel things that were happening since that first battle, the first battle for the respiratory vent, and somehow in my own stupidity, I accidentally deleted everything, all traces I had of it. So rather than try to recreate everything, I'm just going to run you through a quick synopsis of what had happened. So through the travels here, as they'd already got the respiratory vent here, the scouts, or the only scout that was left, had moved its way down and come across to here turn by turn by turn, and was backed up by the captain in Terminator armor. Meanwhile, the tactical Marines here, who are Squad B, continued to search through, getting passage after passage after passage through here, and eventually found the duct. Now, they also happened to find not one, but two strangers, and funnily enough, both strangers end up rolling a 9, which means the Space Marines had found 2 Ogrins. And now the Ogrins are still yet untested. When they meet Tyranids, how are they going to react? We don't know yet, so that's something interesting to see. Actually, they were back to back. It was a stranger card, Ogrin, Ogrin. So it's almost like they found like a cell or something where they were keeping these for whatever purposes they were keeping them for. Going through here, the scouts found they found an artifact token, and the artifact token, it says you examine the token now, you can examine the token later. I didn't understand the point of why would you examine it later. Well, I found out because in examining it, I rolled a 1, which meant it was a doomsday device, and it killed the poor little puggy scout. So that is gone now. It actually hits everything in this section, so the captain was unaffected, and so that was fine. So he had then moved up to continue searching, just so that way they're maximizing their effectiveness in searching. The captain then found a trap, and the trap was captured. So he was captured and just taken right out like that. But then in reading the rules about fate points, it says if there's a roll that directly affects that character, and I guess this does directly affect him, so he was able to modify the rule to, he turned a trap into a duct, and in the duct, all he had to do was not get crushed by the muscles of the duct as he travels through it. It was a reaction roll, which he's really good at, so he got that and used that duct then to go down to the lower levels. He found an ambush at the same time that the tactical Marines here found the sensory cluster. Now, the sensory cluster is a primary objective. There's no way they're going to wait for the captain to come around, because the whole time that they've been going, the Tyranids have been getting loads and loads of reinforcements. So what I thought I was going to do was maybe just sort of jump right into the sensory cluster, but I'm just remembering too that I've never shown an ambush, what an ambush looks like. So for people who might be curious what an ambush scenario would look like, I'm going to set that up, but I'm not going to run through it, just because the sensory cluster is kind of the big one here. If the Marines can do this, then they've won. If not, then it's up to the captain, and even as tough as the captain is, I don't think he's going to be able to do a mission all by himself. But let's take you to the ambush, and I'll show you how that looks. So this would be the board setup for every ambush scenario. Every ambush scenario sets up exactly the same way. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those boards set up in this exact configuration. So the Space Marine player has to set up somewhere in the inside here, and that is what they're looking to do. And they have to try to exit out here, down here, if they're going to exit. Otherwise, if they just kill whatever's here. And in this case, the foes would be what's on the blip thing here. And for the ambushes, all I'd had was 1 blip H, so there'd be 2 gene stealers. Now, gene stealers are nasty and could, the captain still has 2 of his 3 fate points left. They could strip off another couple fate points, but like I was saying, I'm not going to go through this whole mission just to show what it would be like. So the Gene Stealers would be starting on one of the other they can start on 3, 4, or 5. They can't start on tile 1. And so they would be needing to try and see what they can do there. But now the disadvantage of the Terminator Captain is he's unwieldy. So like if he's trying to hunt the Gene Stealers, they can use their greater speed and maneuverability to their advantage and try to come up at him from behind or something. So that's what I'd be doing. So, but that's it. That is the whole ambush scenario, and it could be up to 3 blips in an ambush. But as the Tyranids were trying to recover their losses and things and rebuild their forces to protect the main objectives, they didn't put a lot into the ambush things at this point. So that's it. But let me take you back to the main event. So as I'd said, I had done all this before. So this is the setup for the map. So the Marines are going to be entering here on tile 6. And the objective, the sensory cluster, is going to be down here. And I had not sort of gone through this. So most of the things here, I think L, M, N, I think these are all termagants, if I'm not mistaken. L, M, N, yeah, L to O is termagants. So that the captain was going to be swarmed with termagants if he had found anything. And then the Gene Stealers there. And then B and D, so there's a Death Spitter and a Bone Sword Tyranid, but then they'll also be looking to teleport in some of those termagants to add some extra firepower to help stop these Marines from achieving their final objective. But let's get the board set up and get this battle underway. So this is the opening setup for the current mission, for the Marines here, hopefully for them, for their sake, the last mission. So we have the 2 Ogrins on the flanks here. Any of the white helmets are the regular Marines. The red is the Sergeant. Now this one here, the model's actually armed with the heavy bolter. This is just due to the limitations of my own collection. But when we look at the thing here, so the Marine Sergeant doesn't have the sword or anything like that. So it's just going to be a bolter. Everybody has bolters. So 12-inch range 1D+1 or 24 with 1D+3 on an aimed fire, and then close combat 1D+4 and 1D+3 for a regular Marine. The Marine with a heavy bolter actually has a plasma gun. And I want to use the plasma gun because it gives me a chance to show this template here. This is the plasma gun template. And so that's going to be in use for the Special Marine here. So the one with the heavy bolter. So there's no snap fire with a plasma gun. It's only an aim fire. It's 8 squares long, which is the length of that template. Anything touched by the template is potentially hit. 1D+4 and then 1D+2 in close combat. Single shot, then reload template. No snap fire. Yeah. Okay. Just reading my notes that I put in there. Now the Ogrins, like I said, they're sort of an untested element right now. We don't know what's going to happen with them, because when they first get into combat, they could go berserk. They could turn out to be Tyranid mind slaves. We're not sure yet. But what we are, well, what the Marines wouldn't know, but what me as playing both sides do know, is that, as I said, we have these 2 blips in this section here for the first wave. Now potentially I can get these, there's 3 blips worth of termagants. I can't get the Gene Stealers out of here. Anything in the assault thing is sort of trapped up there for this mission, but the termagants can possibly come across. So so zoom up, pen up a little bit there. So I have my map over there. So I'm going to be putting, I can't put the, oh, hold on, the Marines are entering here. I think that's supposed to be there. I didn't want it on the first square. So we're going to go there, and you know what, I think I'm going to just put them both in there, both blips into that spot, because I just don't want to, I just think I need to try and do what damage I can, don't mess around too much. I think putting the pressure on with 2 at once is better than to try and space it out where they can just deal with 1 at a time, and hopefully I can bring in some of those termagant reinforcements to help see if the Marines take some of those shots and end up jamming their guns like the Terminators did, which is what their major downfall was. So I've got my tyrannids on the ready here. And actually what I did is I also made sure I painted up this sensory cluster. So this is the sensory cluster that I printed from digital taxidermy. So I painted it up special for this encounter. So, and I actually even looked at the board section here. So with these little bubbly things, and I tried to match that with my painting here. So when it goes on, it looks like it belongs on there. All right, I guess it could have been lighter, but hey, whatever. I'm not gonna go and repaint that. It's good enough. It looks pretty darn cool. I love having the 3D models. I would highly recommend them if you're going to be playing this game. As I said, digital taxidermy, and again, I'll put that in the section, in the notes section down below. Okay, let's get this game underway. Now, if it were up to me, if I was playing the Marines and I was in this situation where I was down to the wire here, and I mean, this is a pretty small force, like we just saw before, Terminators and a whole squad of Terminators with scouts get completely wiped out, down to one last scout. So this is a far less reliable force, especially with the Ogrins being unknown variables here. So I think they're just going to like run for it as fast as they can, and to that end, not try and search every door and open everything like that. So it's going to be like 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 12. Okay, and which door are they going to run for? Okay, and they're going to come to this side. Okay, they're going to go to the right. All right, so that's going to be their first one that they're going to focus on. So the Marines move 4, and they are maneuverable, so they're not unmaneuverable like the Terminators were. And the Ogrins move 6, but are unmaneuverable. But you know what? Ogrins are also fodder, so let's just get them in there. So that's not a square there. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, turn 5, and then find that that is a dead end. So then it'll be 1 to 6, 7 to 12, and so they're going to go for straight ahead. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? I think they'll use the Ogrins for what the Ogrins could be used for. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open the door, and that does, looking at the thing, just reorienting my brain here, that does open up into something. That actually opens up into our tile here, and that's number 3. Yeah, so tile 3. So one thing I forgot to roll for here was the Space Marines having their extra actions roll. So with a sergeant, they are getting +2 to the roll. So they roll in 6, which makes 8. And 8 will give them 1 extra action. So I'll take an extra action token here. And yeah, so we'll keep that in consideration. But now, as they open the door here, and there were the 2 blips, we had the 2 blips. Where did I put the 2 blips? So I put the teleporter down here. Oh, here are the blips here. So the 2 blips are the B and the D. So B is the Death Spitter, D is the Bone Swords. We're going to see who can set them up. So the Tyranids roll a 1, the Space Marines roll a 6. So the Space Marines are going to be able to set them up where they want. Now the Ogrin went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 1 more point of movement. So putting them anywhere closer is just suicide for the Ogrin. So we're going to I'd say just put them far away. Give Marines to come down and support, because the Ogrin is unmaneuverable as well, so he can't even move sideways at this point to get out of the way. I mean, he could go 6 and turn 90 degrees, and then we could just do the extra action to move him out of the way. But then it's going to be a whole thing to get him back around again. We don't mind using the Ogrin as a meat shield. All right. Let's see, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Actually, 4 to there, in case the Ogrin gets shot with a Death Spitter. And then put the extra action to go on Overwatch. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just crowd around. Well, actually, you know, I'll keep the sergeant on this side, just because it seems we have an opening there, so that seems like a good place to continue going. Follow where the openings are. All right. Now that's it for the Marines. Let's go on to the Tyranid turn. So the Tyranids are going to get their roll for extra actions, and into the tray they roll a 5. 5 gives them 1 extra action, and remember it's going to take 2 extra actions to get the reinforcements to teleport in. So can't do that just yet. So they're going to get 1 extra action. And as the Ogryn is blocking the sight of the Marine, who's this? That's the Bone Sword. So I think the Bone Sword is just going to move up there. Maybe even 1 back. And then we'll flip this one to reveal the Death Spitter. And then the Death Spitter has a range of 24, range of 8 for a Snapfire. Okay, so he's gonna have to do Snapfire anyway because of where he's moving from. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can shoot from here. 1, 2, 3 to there, and do a Snapfire shot from there. So Snapfire, the Ogryn has an armor of 12, and the Death Spitter has a 1d plus 5. So it's a 12. So the Ogryn's been hit and is killed. So 1d plus 5, and yeah, I was going to say there's 2 blobs of goo that come out with it. So, and they go to the 1 and the 12. So another blob lands here, and another one's, so all the blobs are landing on him. So that no wonder he got like completely melted. But now the Space Marine is going to be able to take his Overwatch shot. So he's taking an Overwatch shot. Because a friend of his, yes, so he can take a reaction automatically because he's on Overwatch, and a friend was just shot, or a friendly was just shot within his line of sight. So he is going to fire, and a Marine can fire his bolter. Now he can do an aimed fire of 1d plus 3 or a snap fire of 1d plus 1. Probably he's going to go for the 1d plus 3, which is going to remove the Overwatch, but just gives them +2 to just try and take this Tyranid out once and for all. The Tyranid has an armor of 11. So 7 plus 3 is 10. Not enough, just missed. And his Overwatch is gone. And then so he's gonna move forward and fire again. So now the Marine gets a chance to react, and because of the length of time with the Death Spitter, it's going to, sorry, I have to pin up there. So that's where the Tyranid Warrior came through around here, and so the Marine is going to get a chance to react and shoot, so he can kill the Marine, the Tyranid simultaneously. The Tyranid will still shoot. So the reaction is 9, and so he reacts, and so we'll just roll both dice at the same time. 1d plus, so the Tyranid. 1d plus 5 for the Death Spitter, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, he's in range now of the Marine, and the Marine is 1d plus 1. Yes, 1d plus 1. So Marine is dead. The Marine's been killed, and the Tyranid has not. So not off to a great start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they move 6. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from there to there, and he can turn 90 degrees, so he'll face that way. All right, so first turn, and the Marines have already lost 2 of their forces. Let's see what they can do to recover this. Next up, we have their extra actions roll. They still have their sergeant, so they're getting a 9 now, and a 9 will grant them 2 extra actions. So they have 2 extra actions for the turn. Grab that. Okay, so Ogryns have a movement of 6. So we'll say 1, 2, oh, well, I guess we'll move this guy that way first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's get everybody else out of the way here first. So I think he's going to come to here, and he's going to go on, use an extra action to go on Overwatch, because that worked out so well last time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. And use the extra action to go on Overwatch. Get rid of a crossfire going there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the sergeant to here. Oh, be careful, we got a death spitter there. Just keep your distance, men. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Take a chance. Okay, so the Tyranid turn. Tyranids are going to roll for extra actions, and they get 12, which means they're getting 2 extra actions, and they're going to teleport in one of their blips. Right there. Getting some reinforcements. Then the Tyranid warrior is going to go 1, 2. So he's going. The plasma gunner cannot use a snapfire shot, so this has to be full shot. So +4 needs a 7. That's cocked. 10. So plap. The death spitter is gone. So that one just came in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No extra actions to be had. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I think we'll do it. No sense letting the Marines get a better position. So we're going to pull out the bone swords and go 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to get, he's only got one chance here. He only has one chance. So he's going to go all out. He's going to give up the Overwatch here and do 1 dice plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11, and that, boom, smokes the Tyranid. So he got him. Ooh, good job. All right. So it's the termagants coming up now, but they don't know what that is. So they do need to be careful about that. But so we've got doors here and here, and so there we go. All right, so back to the Marines' turn, and they're getting plus 2 is 5, is 1 extra action. So they get 1 extra action for the turn. And these Space Marines are going to, well, I guess he's here. So I think it's 1 to turn around because he has to turn 180 degrees. 2, 3 to open the door. And that way the door would open up to, let's, map here. Okay, slide on up. Back in a sec. So that was 1, 2, 3 to open the door. Nothing on this tile except for the teleporter assist went down to here. And then they'll go 4, 5, 6. This one will go 1, 2, 3, opens to nothing, so his turn ends there. And so we'll go, now we have 1 extra action this turn. One, 2, 3, 4. Getting line of sight to there. That's not bad actually. 4 to there. Overwatch with the extra action. Actually, before we do that, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, Ogren as bait, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 1, 2, into there, and that's going to be it for the turn. So Tyranids on their turn. Are getting no extra actions. They're going to reveal the termagants. So there's 2 termagants. And the one is going to do a, let's see, fire out the Ogren. The Ogren is standing in the doorway. So this one is going to fire. I think he's going to come up to there and do a snapshot, the Ogren. So termagants have a movement of 5, with snapshot is 1d plus 1. Oh, caught. That's a miss. The Ogren has a reaction of 9. So is surprised. He's a bit confused by the attack. He's still disoriented from his hibernation capture. So it's going to fire again. 10 plus 1 is 11, and that does kill. Oh wait, sorry. The yeah, that does kill the Ogren. So unfortunately, we don't get to see. But let's just see for fun if the Ogren had reacted and had gotten to close combat. 7. Now you add 6 to this because of the thing with the ogre. It says add 6 to this second dice roll. So the sight of the enemy fills the ogre with rage. Hatred of the tyrannids and their bioconstruct consumes him. Roll another d12 and consult the table below to see what effects this has. So he couldn't even attack. He was so angry. So, but he was a raged ogre. He wasn't a mind slave or anything, so he would have been useful. But now, with the death of that, the Marine is going to use his plasma shot here to kill the Tyranid on the teleport assist there. So firing gets him a yeah, that smokes him. Boom, gone. And so this one still, that was 1, 2. He still has 3 more shots. 3 on the Marine. Now first, does it hit the portal because he's going through a doorway here on 1 to 4? It does. Wow, keep getting cocked dice for rolling the dice tray. Nope. And 9 plus 1 is 10. Marine's armor is 9 because he's not in cover, so he actually killed that Marine. Well, vicious little termagant has killed 2 of the Marine forces, and that is it for the Tyranid's turn. Well, actually, no, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's just gonna run off very pleased with himself right now. And the Marine's turn. 5 plus 2 is 7, so they're getting 1 extra action. And okay, so like the scouts, all the Marines are armed with frag, crack, and frag, blind, and melta bombs. So what I'm actually going to do in this turn is, I think the Marines realize now that chances are good that, well, maybe I don't know, but what they see is right now is 1 termagant and 2 teleport assists, and it's a bit of, they need to, if they can take out the teleport assist, there can only be 2 teleport assists on a board, so this would be no more reinforcements. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, then for the extra action go 1, and I'm going to melt a bomb that thing. So it's 1d plus 8, 8 plus 8 is 16, so that takes out the teleport assist. They have a 13. With a melted bomb, you get 1d plus 8. This Marine's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, back to here. And I don't think we can deal with that teleport assist this turn, but what we can do is go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe into cover. I'm just thinking I could throw a grenade there and try and kill this thing once and for all. If I don't, then he's exposed. So actually, I'm just going to take it a little more cautiously. He didn't become a sergeant by making stupid decisions. So he's going to go 1 extra. Oh, this one uses the extra action. So that's the extra action done there. So he's just going to go 1 and on Overwatch. And that's going to be the Marine's turn. So on to the Tyranid's turn. They rolled a 1 for the extra action, so they don't get any. So I think the termagant realizes what that sergeant is up to. Trying to do anything against the sergeant right now is a bit crazy. I think slowing them down is probably better. So the termagant is just going to wait. Do an Overwatch of his own. He's going to come back to there. Okay, and then the Marines. So 12 plus 2 is 14. Yowza. So they're getting 3 extra actions this turn. So 1, we know we get 1 extra action per Marine. So let's see what we can do with that. So sorry, the Marines get 1 extra action each. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and use his extra action to go on Overwatch. The Sergeant will go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to shoot a grenade. He's going to throw a grenade over at that termagant, because I don't think they could see each other from there. So he's going to throw the grenade to that spot he can see, and then bounce it over to the termagant. So first off, does he hit the portal? And he got an 8, so he did not hit the portal. And then looking at this template here, so you can aim for a spot and then bounce it 1 square. So he's doing that, but now the inaccurate, the unpredictable nature of the grenade means that it may not stay there. So where's the grenade going? It's going to the 1, so it's going back up here, but because it's a wall section, it's going to actually stay on the Tyranid. So it's with the grenade then in such a manner, it is a 1d plus 3 when it actually lands on their square. So that's a 7. So that does not, oh, it does. Termagants have a 7 armor. So that does kill the Termagant. So that is the Termagant gone. So that means that this last Marine can go 1, 2, 3. So then that was his first action. So his second action was going to be to go on Overwatch, but I guess now what he'll do is he'll go 1, 2, 3, and then he'll do the melt-a-bomb on that thing. So yeah, roll a 12, so that is gone. So the Tyranids now have no more reinforcements coming in, and can tell the Marines that there are no more blips on the map. Looking at the map over there, you see there's no more blips anywhere. We sort of went all in on the first one, and we had the 2 teleporter cysts available for some reinforcements. Unfortunately, the reinforcements didn't come in fast enough, so the Marines, with 3 tactical Marines and 1 commander left alive, have managed to knock out the Tyranid hive ship. We didn't see the brain on the board, but they would have found it and taken control of it, destroyed it, whatever they need to do. But the point is that it was giving them an extra 10 points, which would, so 30 points would take them up to 60 points, which would be the win for them. So that is it. That is a full playthrough of Advanced Space Crusade. I hope you enjoyed that. I really do enjoy this game. Like I said, I had it before and I got rid of it, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, I still think Space Hulk is the better game, but this one is still fun. I really, really like this one. I like the fact that you're just going through and knocking out these parts of the ship, and just the different tactical choices you have in planning your missions and such. So fun. I look forward to actually playing with another person, not just against myself here, because there was a certain element where it's hard to try and shut your brain off and think, okay, what would I do in this situation if I didn't know? And yeah, so that's but so like, as I said, it would be fun to get another person in here, which will happen one of these days, and it'll also inspire me to finish up painting up the rest of these things. So I've got the respiratory vent painted, and now the sensory cortex, and I just need to do up the others. So I've got all the organs all printed up and ready to go, and beautifully done. And again, great job, digital taxidermy. Love what you did here, and going to definitely enjoy those games to come. All right, well, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am your host, Craig Thompson Wood, on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?